Hello, all of you. I'm Siddharth, and now I'm going to show you how to install and use this offline e-commerce into a local machine or local host. So basically, let me talk about what is offline e-commerce. This is based on the idea that today's e-commerce are the single point of failure between buyer and seller. So imagine a situation if Amazon goes down for one day or Flipkart goes down for one day, then there will be a huge gap between the supply and demand because the buyer will not be able to purchase anything and the seller will not able to sell anything. So that is the idea behind the offline e-commerce because it brings the utility of the e-commerce, that is the delivery, your order updates, and you can put order online. So it put those utility into a offline manner. Now, how it is offline manner? It is the seller in this website, in this platform, you will see they are from a locality. So imagine there is a kirana shop near your locality and you want to order something. You can put the order through this website. So in very simple term, it is something same as Zomato and Swiggy. We order from the food, but we know that from where we are ordering our food. So here, this is the same idea. Buyer will place the order to the seller near their locality, and there will be different functionality that will I show you right now. So from here, I will just copy this HTTP as for cloning it into my local host, and I will just open a terminal here. I'll put a git clone and this link. Now it will start cloning all the code to my local system, and I will change the directory. Okay, so now I'm in this offline e-commerce directory. So here I can see what all the things in the directory. You can see this is a buyer end, this is a seller end, and this is the database. So let's start the buyer end. I will go to the buyer directory. Oops. Now I am inside the buyer. Before that, I need to create a virtual environment before I can run this file. For that, I will create Python and venv. So this is a command for creating the virtual environment, and this is the name of my virtual environment. I will create it right now. Okay, so it is created right now, so we can verify it that this is a new folder, virtual environment. So now I will install all the requirement, as this is a Python-based, Flask-based web app. So it has some requirement, some modules. I will download them from this requirement.txt file directly to this virtual environment. But before that, it is very important to activate the virtual environment. So this is a command to activate the virtual environment. Now we can see this name virtual environment coming, so we can know that we are inside the virtual environment. So I will install all the requirement through my requirement file. So this is requirement text. This is the same text already in the directory. I will press enter, and okay, I will pause the video here so that we can continue after this get downloaded. Okay, so you can see that I already downloaded all these files and we are inside our virtual environment. If you want to verify, you can just do people list. This will show you all the file that we have downloaded just now. So now we have to run this buyer interface. This is just simple. We just need to do slash to run and it will start. Okay, before that, yeah, this is a very important step. Before we run the environment, we have to go to the file that we downloaded. So here you can say in buyer and we need to configure some things. So I will show you what they are. So I will open the code editor. I will using Virtual Studio Code here right now. Okay, so in the files, in the we have to create a file called .env where we will store all the environment variables, and you can see it from the Git. It is already saying what we need to install. Okay, so these are the variables that we need to store, okay, for the buyer end. So just copy them and paste them here. Okay, so this very first thing is the relative part to offline e-commerce folder. Okay, so we need to get the relative path. Okay, so this is my offline e-commerce folder. I need to get this path. Well, I can directly copy it. Okay, and replace it here, relative path. Okay, so now everything looks good. So here I need to put my Azure blob container string, and here Azure blob container, and here's a secret key. And for the time being, let us put some secret key randomly here. Okay, so this is quite nice, I guess. Okay, so I will pause the video and place these contain connection string and the container names because I don't want to share them with anybody. So I will stop the recording once again. Okay, so I just put all the credentials in the .env file. Those are mentioned here. Now we can start the buyer interface. I will go to the buyer directory and then so you can see this. This is the port number. If I just need to go to environment, I will use the incognito mode so that you do not catch anything. I just copy the link. Okay. So this is the buyer interface. Now here I have the login, register, and the search product. If I just put Apple, it will show me nothing. If I show Samsung, it will show me nothing because there's no product. So this is the login and the register route. Before I go and talk about the functionality, let me just light up the seller interface also. So if you remember, you cloned this directly from the GitHub. This is the seller account. I will just go inside this and open a terminal here. Okay, before that, I need to do the same thing. I need to create a virtual environment. So I will create that very fast. VNV. So once again, this is my virtual environment command, and this is the name of my virtual environment, and I will create it. Okay, so now I can verify that there is a virtual environment name VENV in my seller directory. Now I have to activate the virtual environment very first. This is a step that we usually forget, so keep this in mind, please. So now virtual environment is activated. We can see right now here. And now we need to install all the requirement files that are in the requirement.txt. This is at most the same process as the buyer interface that we already done. So requirement REQ. Okay, so I just forgot R. Okay, now it will download all the requirement file. If you want, okay, I will just pause the video and we will continue when it will done. Okay, okay, so I have installed all the dependencies as you can see. And again, let us verify that all the things are as it is. Okay, they all are there. So now we can start the Flask run. This is just the command, but this will show us an error. Now why this is coming? Again, the same reason. Need to go to the seller account. So I will just open the seller. Okay, so we need a .env file. This is same as the buyer side because if you go to the readme.md, it is saying that we need a .env file inside the file folder. So we are inside the file folder and we will create the .env file. Now we just copy all this command. Okay, now secret key, we can just give any random number or alphabet. Now, this is your blob container name, and this is a connection string that I will not show you. And this is a related path to e-commerce folder. So we are here, we can directly copy the related path like this, and we will put it here. So everything is okay. Only two things we need to write. This is the Azure blob connection string, and this is the container name. And so I will pause the recording here and put those things from my Azure account. Okay, so I just created the .env file and put all the credentials that I wanted to put there. I will go back to the terminal. Okay, this one. Okay, so before that, we saw that when I put the flash run command, it's showing error because of there's some missing attribute in the .env file. So I just fixed all those things, and now I will put flash run. You can see it is running on the same localhost but on different IP address. So for that, I will use another browser and again the incognito mode. And I'm doing this because if you notice that the seller as well as buyer both, okay, it says it refuses. Okay, somehow I closed this thing. Okay, so it's again running and up. So now why I do have to open two different browsers. This is because these both IP addresses are same. So if I show you side by side, they're just different in the host name. So here you can see that the host name is 5000. There is a 8000. So this is I'm doing this because I have no domain name. Once I get the domain name, I can do those things. So I will just go there. So for the seller account, I need to create a seller account before accessing it. I cannot do any functionality with seller account before the string. So I will give my name Siddharth Purvar, and the email I will say s@gmail.com, and I will keep this the password also. Now the shop title is Sid. So okay, now the locality I can say Kanpur. Okay, civil line Kanpur. Now this is the address. We have to give a proper address where the city again it is asking, and the state is Uttar Pradesh, and the pin I will just give a random 6-digit number. Okay, let me show you what if I do not fulfill some such conditions. If I just say create the shop, it will say that the email is invalid. Okay, at the rate now it must be valid. It will say the password is required. So this is the same functionality we have in the buyer side also. Because now we have to choose a logo for our shop. So we just choose a logo for our shop. Let's download it from here. Okay, I think this looks nice. Save image, and I will save it to the desktop directly and name this uh, logo.png. Okay, so now I will choose the file. I will go to a desktop, and this is the shop logo, and I will create the shop. Okay, it will take some time because this is not doing any image processing. This is uploading this raw image into the Azure blob. So that is quite slow because the image size may be around 400 or 600 KB. So let's wait for a few seconds. Okay, so it's saying the account is created and we need to log in. So this is the login ID and the password is also same. I will log in. So you can see this created my shop, but there's no product because I didn't uploaded any product. This is my home, upload product. This is order. I didn't have any order history.